Alright guys, here's my COVID positive workout. I wasn't planning on doing a voiceover, but the timer on the video was just way too freaking loud. I didn't want to freaking deafen anybody. So I'm gonna go ahead and explain what I'm doing here. So basically 1 minute, okay, static holds, 30 seconds rest between, just one round. Basically 7 exercises. First one here is the hollow body. All of these come from a gymnastics strength manual that I bought a long time ago from Coach Christopher Sommers. Alright. Now in this one and all these exercises, I would call these hard style exercises. So I'm not simply holding the position, I'm squeezing my muscles into this position as hard as I can. Okay, so in a way, this is kind of an overcoming isometric exercise. And what I'm overcoming, rather than, let's say if I was doing a plank, I might be pushing my body into the ground as hard as I can. Here, I'm just trying to squeeze everything into my center as hard as I can. Alright, so legs squeeze together, the ribs squeeze together, the pelvis is tilted into the ribs. Everything is just squeezing, guys. Here I'm just kind of taking a quick rest before I get into the arch hold. Same thing here. In every one of these exercises, I'm squeezing everything into the center line. And this is a great one here for thoracic spine strength, which I don't have a lot of, to be honest. I gotta work on this more often. Now in this position, this is one of the more basic ones. If I wanted to make this really hard, I could have raised my arms overhead, but I didn't feel like I was quite ready for that. And it is just a warm-up after all. So here I kind of go into a little bit of a progression by putting the arms out to the side, then I feel like that doesn't give me the best thoracic spinal contraction, so I went ahead and went back to the arms by my sides. Now, the next is going to be a plank on the forearms. My adductors were starting to cramp a little bit from the arch position, so I did not squeeze my legs together on this one. I decided to go ahead and keep my feet about hip width apart. But I'm still squeezing as hard as I can into the center, and I'm also pressing what's in contact with the ground into the ground as hard as I can, like I'm trying to push the ground away from me, basically. And for any kind of exercise like planks that are static holds, I would recommend anybody do them hard style. I mean, what's the point of just holding the position, Really use that position to work your body thoroughly, Best tip, just press into it as hard as you can, okay? Act like you're trying to push the earth down. Probably sounds stupid, but it'll work all of your freaking muscles. All of them, guys. And as you're doing this, as I'm doing this, I like to try to make it decompressive, so I am pushing into the ground as hard as I can, but I'm also trying to elongate my spine, so I'm kind of driving through my heels up into the freaking dome of my head, basically, and making my neck and thoracic spine and lumbars stretch. Really important for anybody that has back problems too. It'll make it harder as well. Alright, brief rest, and then I've got a reverse plank. Now this one was a little bit too easy for me. I probably should have just gotten like a chair or something to put my feet on, because that angle is not not ideal. I'd rather be parallel to the floor with my torso, you know. But regardless, it's still an overcoming isometric exercise. So as long as I'm pushing hard, it shouldn't matter that much. And it didn't. Now in this one, I am squeezing my legs together once again, really firing up the hips. Already even my quads are very contracted, straining my legs as hard as I can, even straining my toes here very hard. And again, guys, just pressing the heels and the hands, which are in contact with the floor here, as hard as I can into the floor. Not too bad. Brief rest. And we've got a side plank. Now I'm right side dominant, so I'm going to do my left side first, follow up at my right side, and then I'll do my left side a second time, okay, the weaker side. I want to train twice as hard. Now these, I do prefer to be on my hands rather than my forearms. And that's because I feel like this conditions the wrist very well. Okay, pretty much, not all of your weight, but a good bit of your weight is pressing into that hand. Really great for the forearms, fingers, elbows, shoulders, lats, everything, guys. And once again, legs squeezing together. Pretty much all the same cues on all of these, guys. Legs squeeze together, ribs squeeze together. Ribs get sucked down, sort of into the pelvis, which is tilting toward the ribs as well. Spine is trying to elongate, trying to kind of crane my my head out of my shoulders like a turtle. If you're doing side planks like this, you'll feel in your lower body as much as your upper body. And especially if you, let's say, put your legs up on a chair or something, you'll feel it even more. And there is a plank called I think it's called the Copenhagen plank, something like that, where you basically squeeze a bench or chair together with your feet, and that is like adductor city. I'll be starting to do that pretty soon. Just didn't want to go too hard on these since I do still have COVID apparently. I tested positive this morning. Throat's doing better, voice is sounding better, but still got those freaking antigens in me, guys. Not cool. Still experiencing a little bit of brain fog as well, but not as bad as it was. That's really the only symptom I have left at this point. That and the kind of dryness and itchy feeling in my throat is still kind of there. But I've been eating all kinds of soups, thanks to my doctor wife. She's right next to me, telling me to call her a doctor. Made a great ramen, and now her mouth is agape like, I didn't tell you anything.
Told me to call.
She made a great ramen tonight, and that made my throat feel real good. Opened up the sinuses very nicely. I've been slamming the spices this whole week, guys. Ever since I tested positive for COVID, I was like, alright, here comes the turmeric, the ginger, the black pepper, the cayenne pepper, the garlic, everything. Throwing everything in this, guys. I'm spicing this shit out of my body, you know? And pushing those fluids, too. Here we go, left side one last time. This is the last round, the 7th round. So that's 7 minutes of work. 7 minutes under tension. pretty good for a warm-up, and this will definitely warm you up. Again, working all the muscles, guys. It's all about muscle control and nervous system output. Here goes the third again. Yeah, guys, nervous system output, really pushing hard. Okay, it's all up to your power of will. And that's it, guys. After this, I did a few exercises. I suppose I'll go ahead and edit and chop up and share in the next video. Alright, y'all take care. Try this warm-up if you want. You know, I'll write it in the description so it's easy to remember. One of my favorite warm-ups, especially if I'm feeling kind of lousy, lethargic, it'll wake you up, guys, really nicely. Alright, take care. Peace.